Hello and welcome to the Benny Memorial Museum right here on the west side of Saline County's biggest town. I'm Lance Schwartz, inviting you to sit back and relax as we spend the next 30 minutes exploring Our Town Crete. Located just 30 miles southwest of Lincoln, Our Town Crete has nearly 7,000 residents that proudly call Crete home. Last fall, the Crete Chamber of Commerce gave residents the chance to get out and enjoy some autumn fun and get their pumpkins ready for Halloween. In the process, they started a fall tradition that they hope will last for years.
We're putting grass clippings down, and they serve as a mulch for the vines.
Russ Sears knows his way around a pumpkin patch.
And once they get started, we never touch this area again.
That's why he's the pumpkin master.
There's about 190 plants here right now.
Russ is in charge of the pumpkin patch, but he's far from alone in taking care of the pumpkins.
I'd just like to thank the people of the community that come out and volunteer their services out here.
Russ admits that last year's inaugural event could have been a flop, but it wasn't, for one particular reason.
Organization. People getting involved, people wanted to make it successful, and a lot of good help.
And last year, it was a Doan senior named Kaylee Shadwinkle that took the reins of the first-time event and made it a day to remember.
She brought all the Doan students down here and organized everything. If it wasn't for her, this festival has not been a success. She brought everything together, and this year she is now going to be organizing it again.
Russ says last year's Pumpkin Festival offered a variety of events.
Different organizations throughout the town had activities set up. Churches, True Value had a zip line set up. Crete Fire Department dropped a pumpkin every hour starting, I think it was at noon, and they dropped a pumpkin. We had hay rack rides down here to the pumpkin patch, and they could pick out the pumpkin.
Going into last year's festival, Russ hoped to have 200 pumpkins available.
We ended up with over 400.
And this year, Russ and his crew are expecting to offer even more.
Hopefully get about 600-700 pumpkins this year.
This year's patch is twice as big as last year's.
So this year we expanded it up to this area, so we got away from the flood area. Wherever you see a red flag, that's where the pumpkins are already planted.
The 2015 festival drew more people than any of the organizers could have imagined.
They say 750 people. I say it was over 1,000 people, but it was a big success. One of the best things that ever happened to Crete for that time of year, October 4th. It was a great time.
Make sure and mark it on your calendar, folks. The second annual Great Pumpkin Festival here in Crete will take place on Sunday, October 2nd. Well, entering this past school year, Crete High School students walked into an old building that was built in 1976. 5 months later, they entered a brand new state-of-the-art facility that was finished up right after Christmas. In 2013, Saline County residents voted to build this new high school on the east side of Crete.
So the Crete community has 5 towns. Crete's the largest: Denton, Sprague, Martell, Hallam. They all came together and we passed a $33 million bond issue. This high school was built for $29 million.
And Superintendent Kyle McGowan says it was a very thorough process deciding what all would go into this facility.
I personally spent over 100 hours with different staff members and different students and different community members in designing. I mean, just on paper.
I like the fact that we had a say in it.
Students like Barbara Ortiz can't say enough good things about the new Crete High School.
It's a lot better than the high school we had before. So much more space, so much nicer, and it's just a lot better.
Superintendent McGowan says Saline County residents got a great value.
It finished on time and under budget, and those are 2 phrases that don't always happen with public projects.
A quick look around demonstrates why the community response has been so positive.
Well, it's been amazing.
And most importantly, the young people that come here to learn have been very impressed.
The students absolutely love it.
I like how there's a lot more space and it's just more open.
Ethan Mock and Rocio Lopez have enjoyed their new surroundings.
And like the seating is a lot more comfortable than it was at the old school.
I've gone in and talked to the student council and I say, what's your favorite place? Well, one will say the patio, one will say the library, one will say the booths in the commons, one will say nice sized lockers for me to put things into.
And that list of favorites includes a 645-seat auditorium, a very fan-friendly gymnasium, and sunlight everywhere you look.
I like how we have a lot more natural light coming into the school, and it helps kids want to be at the school more and like learn more and stuff.
It's a cool school, so.
And now here's some more good news from the high school. There's a new leadership program that's designed to teach high school seniors about the inner workings of government.
Kind of one of the big goals of the grassroots program is for us to become aware of some of the things that are going on in our city, in our school, and in our county on different levels.
Joel Lamus is a guidance counselor at Crete High School, and he's also one of the sponsors of the Grassroots Leadership Development Program.
So the group is completely student-led.
Joel wants the students to become more aware of the world around them.
The main focus of this group is for them to become more effective leaders, not just in our school, but in our community.
We want to make sure that we are all committed and involved in it.
Guadalupe Lopez says that her involvement in this program was enlightening.
There's a lot of programs and a lot of things that we don't even know about our own community. We're just kind of going to school and doing our thing, but we should also be involved because this is where we live, this is our families, and this is how we should just try to improve it every time for the upcoming generations.
This program helped Jasper Lopez feel more at home in Our Town Crete.
I wanted to learn more about the community and how it works and how decisions are made by the leaders of our community.
This group, also known as GRLD, taught Jasper a lesson in life.
You have to work hard to make improvements.
I think it's huge.
That's how big Crete Superintendent Kyle McGowan feels this program is for Crete High School.
I mean, we're always talking about reading and writing and math, and they're all important. But boy, we should be spending more time learning about citizenship, governmental practices, policies, not spending enough time on that.
I wanted to learn more about my community government.
And after Yesenia Cabrera learned more, her eyes were opened.
The seniors from last year told us that it was really fun and that you got to get more insight of the community and you get to learn more about the people in our community.
And you can find some more interesting people in town at Crete ATA, where the ATA stands for Always Take Action.
Class face the flags? Yes, sir. Tear up. Kunye.
Jack Chalkner is a 5th degree black belt.
Respect for my junior and senior, sir. Tear up.
Jack knows exactly why his martial arts business has thrived over the past 11 years.
Family, and not just my immediate family, but our ATA family.
After all, family is what got Jack involved in Taekwondo in the first place.
It started with our oldest son. He was 8 years old, and he was getting picked on in school, getting bullied. So I decided to look for a martial arts school where he could get some training and become more confident in himself.
Crete ATA did the trick, so much in fact that Jack bought the business 11 years ago. And today, 3 generations of his family teach and train at Crete Martial Arts.
Number 2 front kick with a yell, ready? Ayah!
Jack found many good reasons to get his whole family involved.
Just a lot of fun and just the life skills and things that we learned.
In addition to Jack's oldest son, Michael, prospering from Taekwondo, his youngest son, Nathan, is now growing as well.
Like self-defense and respect.
Jack's oldest daughter, Valerie, has become more confident over the past 20 years of Taekwondo training.
As a kid, I was kind of shy, and it kind of helped me grow a little more with having confidence and talking to people and meeting people from other states.
I definitely love it and have a huge passion for it.
That passion led Jack's youngest daughter, Alyssa, to become a 4-time world champion.
It really allows you to express yourself and try different things. It's cross between dance, the martial arts, tricking.
And don't think Grandma and Grandpa were going to be left out of all the fun. Here at Crete Martial Arts, they like to say, why be bored when you can break one? Ha! Jack's wife Susie says it's gratifying to offer this activity to Crete and the surrounding area.
Because it is so much more than just kicking and punching, and so we'll do things like have bully prevention seminars, safety days.
It's kind of a corny saying, but the family that kicks together sticks together. So, you know?
If you or your children would like to get involved and gain some confidence or self-discipline or just lose some weight, classes are offered all year long at Crete ATA. Straight ahead, we have 3 Doan-centric stories that are sure to leave you impressed with this storied university. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Our Town Crete, where Doan College has been educating students for more than 140 years.
Doan College was founded in 1872, just 5 years after Nebraska became a state, and actually 3 years after the University of Nebraska was started.
Janet Jeffries is the historian at Doan.
You can see the idea of how stark the campus was here up on the hilltop.
Janet describes Thomas Doan, the man who founded this institution.
He came to Nebraska to build about 200 miles of railroad, and he loved the Big Blue River Valley. And he always appreciated education. He felt bad he didn't have a college degree.
Thomas Doan convinced the Burlington, Missouri River Railroad to donate a whole section of land in Crete.
He and some ministers and people out here building churches got together and created Doan College.
Janet has been involved in telling the story of Doan for nearly 30 years.
Doan alumni have always appreciated our traditions here. They donate things to the archives, so we have wonderful collections.
From beanies to letter jackets to pictures.
This is what Thomas Doan looked like when he came to build the railroad. Then we've got Michaela here modeling a 1915 sweater, so it's 101 years old.
I was thinking that it's been 145 years that we've been in this place, and I'm the 12th president, and I'm wondering what would the first president, Perry, think today?
I'm guessing the first president and Thomas Doan himself would be very impressed with the fact that Doan has outgrown the title of college.
And the reason we changed our name from Doan College to Doan University is because we, over a period of several decades, have actually grown into that name.
President Jack Carter feels the new name fits the new Doan.
Usually colleges are located in one specific geographic locality. We have campuses in Lincoln and Grand Island and Omaha.
Doan is also very active globally in China.
And we're also looking at other parts of the globe where we'll be able to have our footprint.
Coming up this fall, Doan University will use the powers of the World Wide Web to offer, for the first time ever, fully online degrees. Well, on the Doan campus, there's a long tradition of turning football helmets into illuminating keepsakes. And the man responsible for that has spent a large portion of his life on the sidelines at Doan football games.
Well, I started out with a piece of plywood.
Not only has Denny McElravy been the equipment manager for the Doan football program for the past half century, he's done it on a volunteer basis.
Because I enjoyed it. I should have went to college and been a coach, but I didn't.
Denny got this great idea from his son Don, who made a lamp with his helmet in high school in 1980.
I saw it and I said that'd be nice, so I started making them.
A tradition was born. And not only did Denny make them for graduating seniors at Doan, he also did it for Crete High School seniors while he worked full-time for the gas company.
The kids got to have something to remember. High school football and college football. And they can just look up and look at that old helmet.
Denny estimates that he's made nearly 1,000 helmet lamps over the past 35 years.
Been invited to 1,000 weddings, too.
He hasn't attended 1,000 weddings, but it just goes to show you how popular a guy Denny really is.
They call me Mr. Dolan up there, too. And
not only does this Navy veteran make these lamps by hand, Denny ended up giving most of them away at no charge.
There for a while, I think it was costing me about from $1,000 to $1,200 a year just to make these.
And that just goes to show you how invested this 79-year-old has been in many generations of young Tiger athletes.
I bleed orange and black.
Doan College has meant the world to the man they call Mac.
It's just a family type deal.
And speaking of family, Denny's son Dan joined him as a member of the Doan football chain gang in the 70s.
You know, you're right there.
Best seat in the house.
Best seat in the house.
Denny has retired from the chain gang now, but Dan has great memories.
It was great to be able to spend time together, and you know, he was always known as the guy.
The guy that has dedicated not only his mailbox, but most of his adult life to Doan College. It is just amazing to me that Denny McElravy has worked as a volunteer for 50 years, and he's missed just 2 home or away football games since 1965. Wow. Well, back in 1997, Doan College held the first ever college relay for life in the nation. It was small in the beginning, but my, how it has grown.
Got it. It's a really cool thing to be a part of, and I knew that right from when I stepped on campus that it's something I wanted to be a part of.
For Taylor Erdkamp, participating in Doan's Relay for Life has become a family tradition.
My sister had been originally involved in it when she was here at Doan, and also our uncle battled colon cancer for a very long time, and it's something that this school does a really good job of fighting and working together and coming together as a community.
Doan freshmen learn about this event their very first day on campus.
It's tradition. It started out pretty small, and we got the staff and faculty involved, and it just became the biggest thing on campus.
Rhonda Armstrong was part of the original group that got the Doan Relay for Life started.
It's kind of in the water down here. It's strange. There's no other college like it that I've seen, and it's very exciting to see their enthusiasm.
Rhonda is the ACS staff partner for the Doan event that is known around the United States as one of the top fundraisers.
It is the longest standing college event in the nation. We're also #1 per capita in the nation, 8 out of the last 10 years. It's a big deal.
This past spring, Doan raised nearly $74,000 in one single night to help in the fight against cancer. That is very, very impressive. Coming up, we'll meet a pair of 4th grade teachers that were the pioneers of Pioneer Day, and we'll see what's new at the hospital. We'll be right back to Our Town Crete. Welcome back to Our Town Crete. I'm Lance Schwartz. Each spring for the past 35 years, fourth graders at the elementary school here in Crete have participated in Pioneer Day.
Good morning, class.
Larry Shestock has been teaching in Crete for the past 42 years.
The stars up first.
And for 38 of those 42 years, Larry has partnered with his fellow fourth grade teacher, Debbie Prokop.
Boys and girls, welcome to Star School. This is the first school district in Saline County. It was established in 1865.
These veteran teachers are the two people that developed Crete's Pioneer Day in 1982.
We've always done Pioneer Day with the help of the Bicentennial Committee, which is now called the Crete Heritage Society.
Let's just say this terrific teaching tandem has worked quite well together over the years.
Well, we've been together so long. We each have our own spouses, but at work, we can finish each other's sentences and we know what each other's going to do.
And one might ask, just how do you go about working with the same person for nearly 4 decades? Well, Debbie has a lot of good reasons why this duo has been dynamite for so long.
Number one, we like to work together. We're friends outside of school. We're neighbors. We have the same interests. We both have the same passion for teaching children.
We work together for the good of the kids. Welcome to the Jesse Bickle House. Let's go on a tour.
Both of us love what we do. It's been our passion, and we've been so fortunate to do what we really love to do. Coming to work has been fun. I don't even think about a paycheck. It's just fun. Every year we learn the President's Song.
Unfortunately, the time has come for both Larry and Debbie to retire.
I will miss the kids, and I will miss sharing information with them and watching them grow.
I will miss their eager faces to learn new things.
Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, and Clinton, Young, Bush, and Obama.
Larry and Debbie are enjoying their first summer of retirement, but I get the feeling that by the time August rolls around, these two will be chomping at the bit to get back into the classroom. Well, the Crete Area Medical Center provides many big city services in a small town setting.
I think this hospital is an amazing facility.
Rebecca Moosman has been the CEO of the Crete Area Medical Center since August of last year.
For being in a town of roughly 8,000 people, it really offers a full scope of services.
Moosman has been impressed with all 12 doctors at the Crete Hospital.
They're young, they have young families, and they're just a wonderful medical staff, and I would trust any of them with any of my 3 children.
And one of those young doctors is Crete native Amy Verton. She got the opportunity to come home 6 years ago.
That's kind of a big deal. Sometimes there's some real advantages in terms of having instant patient rapport. You understand them, they know who you are.
Dr. Verton also sees a major advantage in providing something that's rare in smaller Nebraska towns: advanced life support.
We can go to the scene and we can actually provide IV pain medications, we can intubate patients that need it, and we can provide a higher level of care to our patients on scene.
Crete area patients can rest assured that they are just a chopper ride away from a Lincoln or Omaha hospital.
In 2014, Air Methods, the helicopter transportation service, came on site at Crete Area Medical Center. So outside of our emergency room on our helipad, their helicopter sits. Their flight crew actually is housed in our hospital. So it's an exciting and just great quality of care component to have here in Crete.
The helipad is right outside the back door of the hospital.
The patient is in need, they can get transferred extremely quickly, and if you're the patient, that is a nice comfort to have in your hometown.
In addition to the many in-house services that are provided at the Crete Hospital, there are also 22 different specialty care providers that travel to Crete to provide treatment. Coming up in our final segment, Tabitha is building some cutting-edge elder care houses. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Our Town Crete. Tabitha is a nonprofit organization that has been serving southeast Nebraska for the past 130 years, and they've called Our Town Crete home since 1974. More than 40 years later, Tabitha is building senior living communities for the future.
We are so excited at Tabitha to be getting close to the end of construction on an extraordinary project of 2 small houses.
Tabitha's Joyce Ebmeyer says these 2 new buildings will replace the current Tabitha facility that's been housed in the old hospital since the 70s.
And so it has been time for a while that we bring something new to the elders and their family members here in Crete.
And Joyce thinks people are going to like what they see in these houses.
The Small House Project is cutting edge and takes us from the past and our wonderful history in the old hospital all the way. It'll put us in great stead for as we move into the future.
Well, that's going to do it for our memorable journey around Our Town Crete. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. For everyone at 1011 News, I'm Lance Schwartz. So long, everybody.